This is Rob Carbone, and you're listening to BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. What is going on, guys? This is Rob Carbone coming at you with another episode of BD4, where there is no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis than by tuning into this podcast right here, right now. We're doing episode 79 tonight. Obviously, we've all heard the news by now. This is something that didn't really affect me as much as it may have affected others, just because of the fact that it's been hitting us in increments, right? It kind of dates back all the way to 2018 in the second half. That's kind of the point where I started to realize, okay, this whole thing isn't going to end well. This whole thing is going to end with some kind of season-long injury, some kind of Tommy John. And unfortunately, because of how ridiculously poor the Yankees handled this, it's two full seasons in a row now that we're pretty much going to be without Luis Severino. And so Brian Cashman broke the news earlier today to reporters that he is opting for Tommy John surgery. It's just, it's, as many are saying, it's a brutal blow to this rotation and another lost year to somebody who's considered part of this team's core, right? And I've got my opinion on this Yankee core. First of all, I don't want to start off like this, but I guess I'm going to go ahead and dive into this episode with a controversial take maybe. But I do think the Yankee core is very overrated, and many people they're so quick to overhype this Yankee core that we have here, and talk about the what ifs and the potential and the talent and what they can do, how great they are because of what they can do. Well, that's the issue. This was supposed to be Severino's 6th major league season, and we were still talking about what he can do. We're heading into Aaron Judge's 5th major league season, and we're still kind of talking about what he can do because, he's had one full season where he displayed that ridiculous talent. Gary Sanchez hasn't been that exact all-around hitter we were expecting and hoped for. Greg Bird was obviously a bust. It just, this is why you don't, what's that saying? Count your chickens before they hatch? Some shit like that. So we just slow the roll here. I don't think this Yankees team is this freight train we all believe them to be. I think they're good. And yeah, I do believe they have this talent that can be destined for greatness. But we have to slow the roll here and realize that they haven't done anything great yet. Take your time and realize that, sure, they are talented, but I'm not going to jump ahead and I wouldn't have necessarily gave Luis Severino that $40 million 4-year extension, when he hasn't proved shit. Same with Aaron Hicks. So not that I'm going to go ahead and say that Brian Cashman is a terrible GM. No, he's a good GM. I just don't think he's done as an amazing job that some will have you think he's done. I don't think he's done a remarkable job with some of this stuff. The Yankees don't do extensions often. Well, the two he just did are not looking good right now. This young core we're trying to build up, well, they're very injury prone. They've underachieved. So let's slow the roll here for a little bit before we start hyping up this core. But I don't want to start out like that. Obviously, it just came to the top of my head. I needed to get that out of the way, but yeah, it sucks. Listen, it sucks. You never want to lose somebody like Luis Severino, who would have made an excellent 1-2 punch with Garrett Cole if all was well. But as I said, man, it's something I expected. A few years ago when he had that pathetic second half and we found out it was an injury that bothered him, I knew it was not going to end well. And here we are on February 25th, 2020, and he's losing his second season in a row. So right now you have Garrett Cole as your number one pitcher and fucking Masahiro Tanaka and J Happ as your 2 and 3 for the meantime. And then to round off the rotation, you've got Jordan Montgomery most likely at the 4. And then whichever, I'm assuming they're going to go in-house here until we start to hear rumblings mid-season. But for the number 5 spot, it's going to be a battle in the preseason for amongst all the prospects. Like I know Garcia is going to be fighting for that spot. It'll be exciting to watch, definitely. But obviously it comes at a cost. But it's going to be Garcia. I'm sure Clark Schmidt will be somewhere in that mix. Mike King, maybe Johnny Lasagna, although I think he's fit more out of the bullpen more. But, a couple of prospects will be fighting for that 5th spot. It's always unpredictable. And now we had a rotation that looked very promising. Now it's not that it's a bad rotation. It's still a good rotation, but it's better than last year too. I'd even go as far as saying, but is it World Series caliber right now? You just have to hope that James Paxton comes back healthy and he doesn't have a single setback. You just have to hope that Domingo Germán doesn't do anything stupid again and he comes back and he's just as effective as he's ever been. So, as for competing in the regular season, sure, we will probably do well. I mean, we have a chance to win a division. We have a chance to win 100 and something games again. But to win in the postseason is a different animal. You're going to have to hope Garrett Cole continues that and say he does, great. But you're going to have to hope, again, that Paxton and Germán come back fully effective. You're going to have to hope that J Happ doesn't become shit. He's getting older. And again, as the Yankees number 3 right now, his ceiling is probably a number 5 at this point in his career. So that's a risk. You have to hope that Tanaka will continue his success in the postseason. So the long game here, it's going to be tough to do, but there is a possibility. And when you consider that we still have, a great bullpen, and we still have the guys that can do it, you just have to hope those cans are translated into and we see more sure things as the season goes along. It's just a lot of question marks right now, and it's very frustrating. It's very annoying because it seems like we always have that one little thing with this rotation. It can be this, it's at this level, but there's a next level it could be at, and with Severino, the Yankees probably would have been at that next level, but now we're right back where we are. It's just like we need that extra kick. So maybe something happens at the trade deadline. Maybe the Indians start tanking, and maybe we swap in and make rumblings for Mike Clevenger, or I don't know, maybe Trevor Bauer bounces back and we take him from Cincy or wherever he is now. I don't know. I'm just trying to. It's not a good situation. You could try to put as many positive spins on it as you want, but it's not a good situation right now. All hope is not lost, but hope has definitely taken a large hit here, for sure. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but real quick, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, Rob Carbone here. Really quick, I just want to talk to you about Anchor. Anchor is a free podcast hosting site, and I say that again, it's a free podcast hosting site that will distribute your podcast for you to other platforms such as Spotify, Apple, Overcast, and all those websites. But here's the best part. Not only is it free, not only do they share it for you, but they will pay you for recording a podcast. They will pay you. And you can do it from your computer, from your phone. All you have to do is go to the Anchor app and download that, or go to their website, which is anchor.fm to begin. It's everything you need. It is so convenient for podcasters like myself. So please, guys, go download the Anchor app or go to their website, anchor.fm to begin. See you there. Pressure is a privilege. That was the one thing that stood out, or one of many things, I guess you could say, that stood out when Gerrit Cole was announced the Yankee, back a month or so ago. Well, he's gonna have to live up to that, and he's gonna have to prove that pressure is truly a privilege after all. So that's the one thing that I took with me. He's a guy who does thrive under pressure, and we saw it when he was with Houston. So we're going to have to really, really rely on him heavily now to kick off the season and dominate throughout the regular season, and then continue that dominance through the postseason. Absolutely, for Gerrit Cole. He has to be that guy now. There's no more 1-2 punch, and there's no more tandem. It has to be Gerrit Cole doing his work, and then everybody else complimenting him. So it's, there's no more that two-headed monster that we could have potentially had. Now it's, a one-headed monster with hopefully some solid support underneath him, with enough to carry the Yankees to a World Series championship if the offense does as great of a job as they can do. And, I have my concerns on that offense as well. That's another subject for a different day. But just if we're talking straight up winning the World Series, do they still have a chance? Sure, but it definitely lessened today, and it's definitely something that, a lot more things now will have to go right in order for the Yankees to strike gold here in 2020. And that's just the way I see it. I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm not saying, I'm right. I'm not even saying I'm correct. It's just the way I see things, and it's the way I've seen it. I call it how I think it is. I call it how it is. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I don't know, but I just don't see this Yankees team as great as, I don't see them wearing those pinstriped colored glasses as many others do. I don't know, man. I just don't see it. I don't see it as good as you. I don't. They have a chance, sure. But to say that today's news wasn't that big, and to just, we signed Hap, good, we kept him, we have Gerrit Cole, thank God for those two. No, I can't take that route right now, man. I can't. And maybe I need some time to calm down, but I feel like losing a guy who he had the ceiling to be an ace. So if he went out there this season, Severino, and if he pitched like an ace, I don't think many people would have been shocked, right? Because we knew he had the potential in him to do that. So that's just what sucks. We had that chance to be such a sure thing. Because if he was healthy this season and if he dominated, I would have had the most confidence I've had in years. Now I'm kind of heading into the season with the same kind of vibe that I had last year, and that's not the greatest vibe in the world. Hopefully I'm wrong, guys. Hopefully this is something that I'm just overreacting to, but Jesus Christ, man, when's it gonna end, right? When the hell is this shit going to end? This has been Rob Carbone doing episode 79, Yanks lose Severino again of BD4, where there is no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis than by tuning into this podcast right here, right now. If you guys haven't done so yet, be sure to follow me on Twitter and follow me on Facebook. You can find me there at NY Sports Talk RC, and you can find me on Instagram at Rob J. Carbone. And if you haven't subscribed to BD4 on the many platforms that we have it on now, be sure to do that on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Radio Public, Anchor, YouTube, and plenty more outlets. Just go to my blog, nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, to find all that information, and it'll take you right there. So once again, guys, this has been Rob Carbone doing BD4, episode 79. Yanks lose Severino again. And that's gonna be it for us. I'm gonna wrap it up there, and hopefully I'll see you. I don't know. Hopefully the next time I see you, something good happens, something positive. I don't know. All right, guys. Ciao. Hey, we hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that fun stuff. If you want to follow BD4 on all the different platforms we have, all you have to do is go to my website, nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com. Once again, that's nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Ciao.